Jake is Hockey's leader.
Okay, welcome everybody to the Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education regular public meeting. Tonight the board met in executive session Monday, December 11th at 6 p.m. in James Caldwell High School, room 105. The purpose of that meeting was to discuss personnel litigation, miscellaneous, and old business matters. That meeting had been advertised and is in compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act and NJSA 10:4-6, also known as the Sunshine Law. The matters discussed will be made public when confidentiality is no longer required, and formal action pursuant to said discussion shall take place only at a meeting to which the public is invited. Tonight's regular public meeting is happening tonight right now at 7 o'clock p.m. on the dot in the James Caldwell High School cafeteria. The meeting is being streamed live, but all community questions and comments will be welcomed here in person. The Caldwell-West Caldwell Board of Education regular public monthly meeting is also in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act and NJSA 10:4-6, also known as the Sunshine Law. Notices have been sent to the Progress in Caldwell, New Jersey, and the Star Ledger, Newark, New Jersey, and Tap into West Essex. Notices have also been posted at the Board of Education Business Office, Harrison School Building, Gray Street, West Caldwell, New Jersey, and have been delivered to the clerks of the Borough of Caldwell and West Caldwell for posting. Brian, can you take the roll?
Yes. Student Rep. Madeline Alberta. Ms. DiMartini.
Here.
Mr. Alba.
Here.
Ms. Mack.
Here.
Mr. Diambola.
Here.
Ms. Grosso.
Here.
5 members are present. We have a quorum.
Since we don't have our student rep, can I ask the 3 students in the front, will you come up and lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance? Would you like to do that? Come on up. Sweet. It's okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yay! Okay, Brian, are there any communications for the board?
There were none.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the superintendent's report.
I'd like to invite Tim Migliaccio and Jake Caprio up to the microphone.
Hey.
Tim, did I get your name right? I worked on that. Thank you, Tim.
Hi, I'm Jake Imperial.
And I'm Timmy Migliaccio.
We're both house leaders at Grover Cleveland Middle School. We are leaders from the House of Integrity. We're here to share some recent events that have occurred at GCMS.
Recently, we had a guest speaker come in whose name is Asia Mayrock, and she talked to the school about all types of bullying and how she was bullied throughout her life at a young age. She spoke in a method poetry called slam poetry to explain what she went through, and it was very interesting how she did it. She wrote a book titled The Survival Guide to Bullying when she was younger, and she shared about the book itself and how it came about. One lesson that we learned throughout the assembly was that if you are in a situation where you don't feel comfortable or safe, get help right away.
Also, our most recent house competition was a handball tournament. Handball is a game with 2 teams. The objective is to get the ball into net with only passes and no steps. The game is only 6 minutes long with substitutions during the game. There is 1 goalie and 5 players playing defense and trying to score. One game is played on one half of a basketball court and the other game is played on the other half. This helped the students develop their teamwork skills with each other and also learn new strategies which were ultimately used to win the game. Knowledge was the winner of this tournament.
Alright, so every year at GCMS, there was a food drive which was set up to honor Mr. Brown, and they would collect canned veggies, canned tuna, and canned chicken. Every grade was encouraged to donate some canned food, and another thing to know about this food drive was that it was a competition, because whichever house brought in the most canned food would win 100 house points. We thank everyone who brought in cans for the food drive because it all goes to good use, and us at GCMS definitely made a difference in someone's life.
At GCMS, something new for this school year is the Make a Difference recognition slips. These slips are given to someone who is seen making a difference in the school. All these slips will be put in a jar, picked from it when it is full. Each month, Mr. Bertolo will pull one winner who will receive a $10 gift card to a place of their choosing: Starbucks, Dunkin', Target, Amazon, or Chipotle. and several consolation winners who can choose from the prize bin a GCMS t-shirt, a GCMS water bottle, or a book, and more.
Another thing that we have as house leaders are house days, where all the house leaders are given a day to themselves. The first house day took place on the day before Thanksgiving break. All the house leaders were supposed to choose a friend to run a game or activity with. Some of the options that the house leader could have chosen were Name That Tune, Family Feud, or some gym games. All the students were given a wristband in the homeroom with the room locations of where they would be going throughout the day. Each house was split into 5 different groups as house leaders. We had to choose a group leader from our house who would show everyone where to go and take attendance for the group.
At the end of the day of the first house day, we had a special basketball game, also known as Hoopapalooza, where the teachers played the students. It all starts with the students having a 3-on-3 tournament at the end of the day until they found the winning team. That team is the group that will verse the teachers in front of the whole school. Unfortunately, the 6th graders were taken down by the teachers. The 7th graders lost by a buzzer beater, which means they only lost by 1. However, the 8th graders managed to take the lead in the last few minutes of the game, which allowed them to win the game. It is an energetic and fun-filled event for all the students, and overall, everyone enjoys it.
The GCMS band was the first to use our newly renovated auditorium when they performed their concert on Wednesday, December 6th. Please join us on Wednesday, December 13th at 7 p.m. for the GCMS Winter Chorus and Orchestra concert. It is a guaranteed fun night and will help you get into the holiday spirit.
The GCMS Gingerbread House Contest is also back and kicked off on December 5th. All the gingerbread houses are due by December 19th, and the winner will be announced on December 20th. Timmy and I hope to wow the crowd with our creation. Thank you for your time.
Thank you guys, good job!
Now we're going to have a short presentation. Just give a minute for the TVs to go home.
Earlier this school year, our curriculum and instruction team provided updates on our progress toward our district's 5-year strategic planning goals, as well as our action plan to achieve and exceed this year's goals. That presentation is posted on our website. Tonight, we would like to celebrate some of the good work we have done in recent years and continue to do around our district pillar of academics. In conjunction with our excellence in athletics, the arts, and community, our work around academics is integral to realizing our district mission to foster, inspire, and champion learning for all. When we commit as a district to fostering, inspiring, and championing learning for all, we mean all students, but also all of us as educators to continuously grow and collaborate in ways that keep students at the center. In Caldwell-West Caldwell schools, we strive for academic excellence and also model a growth mindset. We believe that with hard work and targeted support, all learners, students and adults, can grow to their fullest potential. In our district, we anchor our decisions always in what is best for our students. In Caldwell-West Caldwell schools, students are at the center of all that we do. With intention, we have created and promoted 4 core elements of student-centered teaching and learning: a shared vision, distributed leadership, inclusive curriculum, and responsive instruction. Our theory of action is that if we collaborate around our shared vision, build our capacity through distributed leadership framework, and design curriculum and instruction with children at the center, our Caldwell-West Caldwell students will have the knowledge, skills, and mindsets they need to succeed in whatever future pathway they choose. That starts with a shared vision. So how do we plan and partner to ensure that our shared vision and values are enacted? How do we anchor all decisions in what is best for students? Student-focused teaching, learning, and leading does not happen by chance. For us, it starts with our strategic plan. When we met a few years ago to create our 5-year plan, Teachers, administrators, and BOE members created our shared mission statement, our core values, and our 5-year measurable goals, all rooted in our students' demonstrated needs. We know that a plan is just a paper in the absence of active partnerships, and that it takes a village to support children in reaching their fullest potential. To promote our shared vision, we deliberately partner with families. We are grateful to have such active and inclusive homeschool associations, and so many thriving committees, to name a few: Curriculum, Essex County Gifted and Talented Steering Committee, English as a Second Language, Comprehensive Equity, and of course our Board of Education committees, Finance and Facilities, Shared Services, Curriculum and Technology, and Personnel. Within our elementary schools, we seek to engage families through our Parents as Reading and Math partner events. Across the district, we promote transparency and proactive communication through our parent portal and our newsletters. And we seek to engage in learning side by side with our families through our Community Connections series, which has included presentations from the New Jersey Coalition for Inclusive Education, the YWCA, and our own staff. Our intent always is to partner so that together we can keep students at the center of all that we do. Our shared vision is a key driver for our student success, and sharing leadership through a capacity building framework allows for us as a district to strive toward and attain our strategic goals. As known across various sectors, distributed leadership is a capacity building framework to support growth and organizational improvement. As a school district, we constantly think about this question: how do we grow our capacity to lead in service of students? Put simply, we apply the same growth mindset we have for our students to ourselves as adult learners. We seek to grow and extend our own practice so that all members of our teaching and learning staff are leading with students at the center. So how do we grow and lead in service of our students? As a district, we are proud to now have formal teacher leadership roles across all grade levels, K through 12. Second only to parents and families, our teachers are closest to our students Monday through Friday and are critically important in our work together. This district-wide teacher leader model does not exist in many places, and the teacher leaders we have in our district are phenomenal. Our teachers engage in additional professional learning so that they can help their colleagues reach their growth goals, oftentimes leading training and events or opening up their own classrooms as lab sites for colleagues to observe promising practices that support students. We are committed to teacher leadership and this capacity building framework because we know that when we grow, our students grow. It takes a lot of effort, but there is a genuine love and care that our teachers feel and show through their expertise in content and pedagogy each and every day. Our coaches are teacher leaders who help engage peers in cycles of learning, whether it might be about growth plans for reading, piloting close reading units, or enacting standards-driven curricular shifts. Our coaches are powerhouse instructional leaders who partner with teachers and administrators to help us meet our student learning goals. Our coordinators bring their expertise and leadership to support across departments in all content areas, ensuring coherence within and across our secondary schools. We now have foundational structures and systems in place, like our professional learning communities, teacher learning teams, our instructional leadership teams, summer institutes for administrators, and ongoing points of collaboration to promote coherence and feedback. Our learning walks, teacher-led professional development, and new teacher orientation are just some of the ways we grow and lead in service of our students. Our schools are thriving places of learning for both the children and adults within them. Our shared vision and distributed leadership model as an organization position us to skillfully lead with students at the center. So how do we ensure that what we are teaching and how we are teaching meet the diverse needs of our 2,537 students? We start with our standards and curriculum. We ensure that we are not only aligned with New Jersey student learning standards, but also bringing that learning to life so that our students experience minds-on education. When we select programs like Smithsonian, Big Ideas, Investigations, and others, part of our committee criteria always includes how cognitively engaging and hands-on or minds-on the learning will be for our students. We seek to learn through questions and integrate inquiry-based approaches, as well as technology to enhance learning and to differentiate instruction. Based on our comprehensive equity plan family committee members' feedback, we just created this year a K-12 experiential learning progression so that our students get to see mirrors and windows into the many beautiful cultures within and beyond our two towns. We constantly update materials to ensure they are responsive to students' needs. We believe in our mission to foster, inspire, and champion learning for all, and our curriculum is our blueprint for this vision. So how do we ensure that students' learning needs are met? How do we create responsive instruction? This begins with a shared framework. We use the Danielson framework for teaching and a normed use of the tool as an instructional leadership team. Over the summer and throughout the year in co-observations in both elementary and secondary principal meetings and instructional leadership teams, we observe instruction and focus on student engagement and new learning. We analyze multiple measures, link it, running records, internal assessments, growth plan data, and use that data to inform professional learning and student supports. In Caldwell-West Caldwell schools, we create differentiated pathways that include all children. From SMART support, STEM and summer academies, our one-to-one initiative, technology-infused lessons and evidence-based support systems, our experiential learning program, Rocket Readers, in-class resource, Gifted and Talented program, an executive functioning class, multilingual supports to students and families, an individualized, differentiated educational activities block, an Orton-Gillingham-based program, Phonics First, our NJIT math tutoring and National Junior Honor Society tutoring. We are a district brimming with resources designed to support each learner. Our book rooms are full of materials that teachers have requested based on students' reading levels, but also based on their interests and family backgrounds. This level of student-focused instruction does take time and work. We are proud of the commitment our teachers and administrators make to support this level of teaching and learning. Those who attended the GCMS presentation in November heard that we have a teacher study group there who volunteers their time to come to work early Friday mornings to learn about and facilitate discussions about how best to support students. We work hard together to ensure our students are placed in classrooms with intention so that they are comfortable and also enjoy time with their peers to the maximum extent possible, whether that's to meet a special ed need, an English language learning need, or a need for enrichment. We ensure children learn within the least restrictive environment so they have space to flourish based on their identified needs. We are proud of what we've accomplished so far. We recognize that no district is perfect, but we continue to focus on our 5-year goals, our mission, and vision. We should all take a moment to reflect upon and truly celebrate the thriving teaching and learning community we have created here in Caldwell-West Caldwell schools. On this slide are just a few opportunities to partner with us and share your feedback. While you are always welcome to reach out to us, starting in February, we will be hosting an informal opportunity to connect with the Assistant Superintendent, me, Caitlin Jones, and the Superintendent, Dr. Conklin, through our First Fridays Coffee monthly series. Please mark your calendar for the first Friday of the month, starting February 2nd, to come chat with us, share any insights or feedback, or even just to swing by briefly to refill your coffee cup. Thank you so much for your time this evening, for your partnership, and most importantly, for entrusting us to educate your children.
You can applaud. It's all right. Thank you, Ms. Jones, for your willingness to talk for 12 straight minutes. That concludes my report.
Great. Okay, President's report. So again, just thank you so much, Ms. Jones, for doing that for us. It was wonderful, and we really appreciate it, so thank you for all that hard work. And thank you to our teachers for all of that hard work, because it begins with you. So thank you, all of you. Just want to thank you to Timmy and Jake for coming tonight and doing an awesome job, yay, and to Grover Cleveland for always representing at the BOE meetings. And they said something that was important. They talked about the concert, so I definitely know that there is a concert at GCMS on Wednesday. There's a concert at GCHS on Thursday, and I'm not sure if there's any, I think there's concerts next week too, right?
Go right to the app. If anyone hasn't downloaded the app yet, I suggest your app. All the information on when the concerts are at each school is available right there on the app. So there's concerts over the next several weeks at all the buildings.
Yeah, please. So please go and support our kids, because they're wildly talented. It'll put everyone in the holiday spirit. So whether you're going to the choral concert, the orchestra band, just try to go out and see them. They need the audience, and they deserve it. And then just to let everybody know that the High School Musical pivoted and changed. So it was supposed to be Footloose, and now they are proud to present Chicago, which will be in the beginning of March. It's going to be dynamic, fun, dark, exciting, wonderful. So we'll have hopefully like a preview of that, and we'll really pump it up starting in January, February to get everyone out to see Chicago. Exciting. Okay, so finally, part of the meeting that is kind of a bummer for us up here tonight. We are going to be saying goodbye to Mr. Elko. So I don't want to get emotional, so I did write something down so I don't blabber on. And he told me, don't get me an apple, too bad, he's getting the apple. Everybody gets the apple, so he's getting the apple. But, so here we go. It is with mixed emotions that tonight we say goodbye to Chris Elko. His dedication and unwavering commitment to the children, staff, and families of our community have left an indelible mark. Chris, on behalf of the Board of Education, I want to express our deepest gratitude for your years of service, tirelessly working to enhance the educational experience for all. You have been a true advocate for our students, embodying the spirit of service that defines not only the school community, but our community as a whole. As you move on to your new endeavors, your legacy of passion and unwavering advocacy will continue to inspire us in the now and those that will follow in your very large footsteps. In the words of Robert G. Ingersoll, we rise by lifting others. And Chris, you have undoubtedly been a steadfast champion for children, lifting not only the educational aspirations of countless young minds in our district, but also amplifying the voices of those often unheard. Finally, I know this is not goodbye, but simply see you soon. We want to thank you for being a beacon of selfless contributions and a remarkable role model, not only for our children of our district, but also for your own children and the one who's not here. As you step into your new endeavors, the Board of Education would like to extend our warmest wishes for continued success. May your journey be filled with prosperity, and may your influence continue to inspire those around you. Thank you. We'll miss you. So, would you like to say a few words before we take a picture?
I really didn't want anything. I made that clear. But I've also never declined to say a few words. So, I mean, I'm a selfish person. I guess you should know that about me. The reason I'm here is because I really desperately wanted my daughter to have full-day kindergarten so many years ago. And we fought with some of the folks on this, podium here. We fought to try to get full-day kindergarten through, and we did. And shortly after that, I was sworn in to the Board of Ed in my living room, alone, because we were in the middle of COVID. And again, I ran because, in part, I thought, we could maybe do a little bit more to get the kids what they needed. And over the next 3 years, I met a lot of people. I've had the support of a lot of people. I'm so happy to see a bunch of them here. Our family's first friend, maybe, or one of the first friends his family made in the school district was Zach Imperial, who went to school with Lukey at Harrison School. So Zach, yeah, you, that one. I'm so happy to see you here. And one of the things I remember, because I went to a lot of Board of Ed meetings before I became a board member, and I saw a lot of parents make the case for their kids. And one of the ones that's emblazoned in my memory is actually Zach's dad, who gave a speech that I still think about from time to time, defending his son and talking about how important education was. So I'm just happy that that family's here and that they continue to do all the things they do for the town. Ann was one of the first people who signed my petition to run on the 4th of July. I remember that. Madeline is oftentimes a conscience of this board and this school district. She doesn't mind telling us when we make a mistake. She's very, very straightforward about that. I've enjoyed working with her through all sorts of different things with the Education Foundation, and I'm hoping we can continue doing that. Liz is very consistent and very thorough, which sounds boring and like faint praise, but I would say that she is more consistent and thorough as an attendee of these meetings than anybody since myself, when I used to come here every meeting and push and push and push. And it's easy to get up and say a few flashy words, but her dedication to this district, she puts her time where her mouth is. She shows up every single time. And I hope that, God willing, if she chooses one day, if she wants to be up here, I hope she gets there, because she would be an incredible asset in whatever she wants to do for this district. So I think that's just about everybody of import in the room. Oh, and also for my wife, Erin. I do a lot of things. I do a lot of things. And Erin does every single thing with me. Everything that I do, Erin does. So if I'm here, Erin's involved. If I'm doing Little League stuff, Erin's involved. If I'm doing Education Foundation stuff, Erin's involved. And every little thing that Erin does, I don't do. So all of the cleaning up after the dog and a lot of the homework and a lot of the stuff at the house, so she does that. And also, I don't know if you know this about my wife, but she is the Deputy General Counsel for Verizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. So she's actually got a better job than I do. She's smarter than I am, and she does more than I do. So it's embarrassing that I get any kind of credit at all. But at the end of the day, you know, my goal here was to try to create, and these folks will like vomit when they hear me say it, systemic long-term change. I keep saying that. That's the goal. And to do that, you kind of have to separate personal and professional a lot of the time, you know, because this is a business. Some of the teachers here have heard my presentation at the middle school about how this is a business and we got a budget and it's $50 million and how do we handle it, right? I think I'm 3 for 3 on that, actually. So, but the guiding light for all those decisions has always been Luke and Harper. And I'm so happy they're here today, and I'm looking forward to seeing when we get home. Thank you, Julianne, for all the kind words. I'm not dying. I promise. Oh, we're all dying, I guess. But I'm not dying imminently. I just got a new job, and I got a lot more on my plate, and I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay. But one of the reasons I felt like I could is because this board has become so strong and so self-sufficient, and I don't want to short any of the members on this board. But I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Julianne has transformed the way this board does business over the last year as president. Her strength, her passion, her compassion. There's no question that if cowards like me may leave after 3 years, we know that Julianne's going to make sure that this district is succeeding at a high level. So for all of you guys, whatever I need to do, you let me know. Thank you to the administrators, Brian, Chris, Caitlin, and thank you for all of your support.
I know you love a picture. Come on. apple. Pass the apple.
Thank you for the app.
So funny. The only reason I told him we were joking
I hope so.
before an executive, and I said to him, my goodness, I said, I'm losing my sweet tooth, buddy, because him and I have the biggest sweet tooths on this board, and we always go straight for the cookies. Like, we're here, there's all dinner, we're like, nope, we'll have cookies. I'm like, what's gonna happen? He's like, you're gonna eat all the cookies. I'm like, that's not good for me, but that's probably what's gonna happen. But I'll save him some. I did say, too, we should have gotten him a big glass cookie, right, Aaron? That would have been more appropriate than the apple.
I would have preferred a big regular cookie.
Yeah, that's what he said.
Fine.
Okay, approval of the minutes. So can I have a motion to approve the minutes, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
And a second?
I'll second it.
Great. Brian, can you take the roll, please?
Mr. Martini,
Yes.
Mr. Elko,
Yes.
Ms. Mack,
Yes.
Mr. Gianfola,
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
5-0, motion carried.
Okay, so now we're going to move on to public comments on agenda items only. Since we're a nice, calm group and we're all in the holiday spirit, I think we only have to read this once tonight. Public participation shall be governed by the following. The participant must be recognized by the presiding officer and must preface comments made by an announcement of their name and address. Statements are to be limited to 3 minutes duration. Participant may speak no more than once on the same topic until all others who speak on that topic have been heard. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. Board of Education's use the public comment period of the meeting as an opportunity to listen to citizen concerns but not to debate issues or enter into a question and answer session or cross-examination between the public and individual members. Be aware that not all issues brought before the board will be resolved this evening. Boards may respond to public comment by seeking additional information or by delegating the authority to investigate the issue to the superintendent or his designee. The presiding officer may interrupt, warn, terminate a participant's comments if they exceed the allotted time or are objectively obscene. Participants may be civilly liable for any obscene, defamatory, or slanderous statements made during public comment. That being said, does anyone have anything they'd like to get up on agenda items only? Anything on the agenda at this point in time?
I'm not sure, I think I do.
Okay, sure, come on up. Not a big deal if it's not. We'll always be flexible.
Should I start? I'm Ann Mangione. I live at 141 Small Avenue. I want to thank the board members for their time and the teachers that my son has had at Lincoln and Grover Cleveland School. So I want to start out. One concern I have is a question, actually, is that I pick up my son every day. I don't really drive him to school. He has to walk. But every day I drive down the avenue, and my son says there's a police officer, like, in front of the school, I guess. But I don't see really much any police officers either driving in a car or even, I know there's crossing guards, but I don't see a police presence. So I don't know if that's something that I would have to contact the police department about or something that I would bring up here. Or I don't really know who to contact about it, to be honest.
Do you mean outside in front of the school?
I'm just talking about, like, Bloomfield Avenue. I mean, there was just someone hit and was killed on Hanford. And
The police would be the one, we don't control that.
Okay.
We try to have them out there at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day, because of the
Yeah.
traffic outside the school, middle school.
Yeah, I haven't seen any police officers, and I drive it every day at 3 o'clock. There's no police, I mean, very rarely have I seen a cop car or police even, like, just standing outside. I mean, it's just very congested. Like, I remember dropping my son to a babysitter in East Hanover, and there was cops on Ridgedale Avenue all the time. Cop cars, like Roseland School District. I just find that that Bloomfield Avenue, you know, is very congested by the middle school. This is when kids are on their own, more so than grammar school. And I don't think it was last year, a student in Verona was hit by a car. Thankfully, he was okay. I guess there was sun glare and it was on the avenue. So it's just really something that I'm concerned about. So, you know, for everyone's child, especially middle school kids, because they're at the age where they're really, like, learning all these new ways to be on their own. So you're saying I should contact the police department?
Yeah, we also have a shared services meeting, so I'll put it on the agenda item for our upcoming shared services. The school meets with the two town councils, so we could bring it up as a point to have a discussion.
Yeah,
about
it's just very
police presence.
congested. You got that triangle too by Academy Road. I usually wait for him on Washburn lately. I mean, sometimes I have meetings on Mondays, but other than that, I'm basically driving the avenue. I see all the kids with their tags, and I don't see, I mean, there might be people by the school, but there's no one on the avenue, and it's been a couple months now. I would have come sooner, but I just got done with my graduate class. Been very busy. I've been wanting to come. Two of my friends wanted to come, but they weren't able to make it, so here I am by myself. Another thing was, I'm actually a teacher for 26 years, and I noticed that so if my son is walking to school and has to walk home in a half a day, he's going like 5 hours without eating. I've always worked in a school where the kids always still got their lunch or a break, so he can't eat. So I don't know, I just find that, I don't know. I don't know why there isn't like, maybe not a 30-minute, but a 20-minute, 15-minute, like, to use the bathroom, have a snack. I mean, that's a long day not to eat.
Right, Ann? I'm so sorry to interrupt you. And a half
Right,
a
on
day.
a half a day. So, like, all right, I didn't really complain, like, or bring it up in the past. Like, most of the schools I've always worked always had an hour lunch. At Lincoln, and all the schools in the district were 40 minutes. But now he goes to the middle school, and they don't even, I work in a middle school, and they get their lunch period. It's part of the day. So he doesn't, like, he told me he can't eat in class, he can't eat in the hallways. I just find it, like, I've been in school, teaching various schools and different levels, and I've never heard of kids not getting a break, nor the teachers to go to the bathroom, get a break. I don't know. I know we're very into rigor and all that, but I feel like today we're sometimes missing the basics of school that is overlooked. It's all rigor, 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 and we're not even letting kids have a break to go to the bathroom, have a snack. That's not, I wanted to ask too about the after-school program. I don't really need it, but I was wondering what ever came of it. I got all those questionnaires about the after-school at Grover Cleveland. Is there an after-school program there, or it just didn't really happen?
We only had about 7 students interested in the after-school and 6 in the morning, so there wasn't enough student interest or parent
Okay.
interest to start a before or after-school program. We're going to send a new survey out at the beginning of the year. Now that the winter months are here, maybe we'll have that. But we do have one available down the road at Jefferson. It's about a third of a mile away, and if you sign up there, 6th, 7th graders can actually be walked in the morning. So if it's a morning issue, then you can actually be walked with one of the people through Champions. We'll walk the students down to the middle school in the morning.
Luckily, my son is pretty responsible, and he's walking to school, and then I usually pick him up. So that leads me into my next thing, is that this is my main concern, actually. Well, the police and the bus. I guess food is the last. I live on Small. I know this is far in the distance, but I'm thinking, what am I going to do with my son? And I'm thinking other people have the, actually, I know a friend of mine has the same problem I do, but she couldn't come today. If I'm living on Small and the school is not centrally located, how is my son going to get to school, to the high school, down the road? This is in a couple years. I just find like, it's not like in the 80s where everyone knew each other, and it's just, I don't know, it's just not what it used to be. I wouldn't feel comfortable even asking anyone to drive my son to school. I'm just thinking like, why isn't there like, since the school's not centrally located, I know it's like this 2 mile or 2.5 mile or whatever the state regulation is, but sometimes we have to look beyond the state regulation. So I was thinking like, when I was in school in Bloomfield, I had to walk out to Broad Street, and then the bus picked me up. They didn't pick you up at your house, per se, but they at least picked you up on Broad Street, or here would be on Bloomfield Avenue. So I think that I know there's a need, or eventually there's got to be some people that need that to get to the high school, because it's all the way across town. It's great that people have grandparents, and I don't have anyone to help me. I'm a single mom. I'm like, do I move my house? I don't know what to do. So it is a concern. People are like, well, then their taxes are going to go up. Well, I'm like, taxes are going to go up anyway. I'd rather see it go to the school. Maybe we can have the parents pay for that out of their pocket if they want to. I mean, I'm willing to pay for a bus to pick up my son if I have to. My concern is the safety. I don't see how he could walk. I know it's not the state requirement, but to walk from I live almost on the North Caldwell side of Small, to the high school, I don't know how he would get to school. There's another friend of mine, she lives on Park, and she's in the same situation. Her husband, she's a teacher, her husband works very early in the morning, and she has no way for her son to get to school. So our boys walk together. I think it's something to really, I don't know if anyone's ever brought it up, but unfortunately, it's not 1980s anymore, and the neighborhood situation is not what it was. So I feel like we need to do better in the town for not so much like the instructions and computers, I think for these just basic things that I talked about, like safety, how our kids are getting to school. I feel like all of it, I've been in education for 26 years, it's all about all this other stuff that I think is secondary, and no one talks about these things. It seems to be overlooked. And that's all I have to say, really. Thank you for your time. Again, I really appreciate everyone's time. My son has a great time in school. He had wonderful experience so far. These are just some concerns I have, and I'm sure that some other parents have as well. And they just don't want to come and take the time to come here, unfortunately. Thank you for your time. Have a great night.
Thank you, Ann, thank you. And Ann, we will take the time to discuss what you said, so please just know we're just listening, and we will take the time in executive session to discuss it, okay?
I know you have a lot to do.
No, it's important, so thank you for getting up and sharing. Does anybody else want to get up right now? We'll stick to just agenda, and we can get back up on other stuff at the end of the meeting. Anyone else? Okay. All right, we're going to move through and vote. So let's start with curriculum and technology.
All right. Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, motion to approve items A through G under curriculum and technology on this evening's agenda.
And can we have a second, please?
I'll second.
Brian, will you take the roll?
Yes. Ms. DeMartini.
Yes.
Mr. Elko.
Yes.
Ms. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Giambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
5-0, motion carried.
Great, and then we'll move on to personnel.
Upon recommendation of the superintendent of schools, motion to approve items A through G under certificated and items A through D under non-certificated under personnel on this evening's agenda.
Great, and can we have a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, Brian, will you take the roll?
Yes. Ms. DeMartini.
Yes.
Mr. Elko.
Yes.
Ms. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Giambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes, and with regret, we have the retirement of our business secretary, Mary Jane Trapuka, who's been a staple here, and so sad that she's retiring. I'm sure she's going to be lovely and happy, but we're going to miss Mary Jane. So, yes. Other than yes.
Noted, thank you. 5-0, motion carried.
Okay, finance and facilities. Chris, last one.
Motion to approve items A through F under finance and item A under facilities on this evening's agenda.
And a second, please.
I will second it.
Great. Brian, can you take the roll?
Yes. Ms. DeMartini.
Yes.
Mr. Elko.
Yes.
Ms. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Giambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
5-0, motion carried.
Tara?
Yep.
Policy.
Upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools, motion to approve item A under policy on this evening's agenda.
And a second?
I'll second.
Brian, if you could take the roll, please.
Yes. Ms. DeMartini.
Yes.
Mr. Elko.
Yes.
Ms. Mack.
Yes.
Mr. Giambola.
Yes.
Ms. Grosso.
Yes.
5-0, motion carried.
Okay, now we'll take any comments on anything outside of the agenda. Anybody this evening? No? Good. Okay. Okay, before we go into executive session or make the motion to do so, I just want to wish everybody a happy holiday season, whatever you celebrate, wherever you celebrate. On behalf of the Board of Education, just wishing all of you love, peace, health, happiness as we enter the new year. When we come back, it'll be 2024. Exciting. Couple things. The board is going to be going back to 2 meetings a month. We're going back to our old format of a caucus meeting where we're not going to vote. We'll only vote if necessary, and then afterwards the next week. go back to a voting meeting. That's because if you have not been tuning in, we are in the exploratory phases of going out for a referendum. Okay, that will be happening in 2024, late in 2024. STEAM committees, Dr. Conklin, am I correct? Can we give some information
Yes, so
about that?
there's STEAM committees, science, technology, engineering, arts, and math, starting in all of the schools. So if you haven't got information yet, look out for that. The principal will be inviting people to participate that, teachers, parents, community members. The STEAM committees start exploring the fact that we may create STEAM labs in all of the building as part of the referendum. So, and then we're also going to be doing a group at the high school where the coaches are going to be talking about improving some of the athletic facilities as well.
So it's your tax dollars, it's your voice. You really need to be a part of these meetings, so please get involved at your building level. If you have trouble getting in touch with your school administrator, your principal, please reach out to Dr. Conklin so you can get on and your voice can be heard and shared, because we're taking in all of this feedback in order to build the referendum. This board, as we promised, is going to be completely transparent every step of the way. We need the public to be as much of a part of it as we are, because we're trying to take the next steps in really elevating the district to a new level on all phases, okay? Our athletics and our education, all right? So please reach out to your building principals, get on the STEAM committee, and share your voice. And I think that should do it. Can I please have the special helpers to come up? Pretty please. Okay. Take this down by Daddy, because you're going to go down there. Go ahead. You go down by Mr. Rocco. There you go. Okay. Okay. Everybody stand around, because you're going to help. Okay. Just wait for the cue. Wait for the cue.
Ready? Hold it.
Okay. Ready? So can I have a motion for the board to exit public session and go into private executive session at 7:46 p.m. in room 105?
Yes.
And can I have a second?
I'll second.
Brian, can you take the roll?
Sure, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
All against, nay.
Abstain.
Abstentions? That's not real.
Okay.
5-0, motion carried.
Happy holidays, everyone. This meeting is adjourned.
Go ahead, guys. Do it.
Woo!